Welcome to Power Up Memphis. I'm your host, Gale Jones Carson, the Vice President of Community and External Affairs for Memphis Light, Gas, and Water. The aim of Power Up Memphis is to take you, our customers, on an inside tour of MLGW to share our programs and operations with you. And by doing so, we can all better understand how we function as your utility provider. Today's guests are Martrice Anderson, who is the MLGW Director of Customer Care, and Dana Jeans, who is the Senior Vice President, Senior Chief Financial Officer, Chief Administrative Officer, and our Secretary Treasurer. Welcome, Dana.
Thank you very much,
We appreciate you
Gail.
being here with us today.
Thank you.
So we were going to start talking about basically is the utility bill and some rate increases, and help our viewers and our customers better understand how we handle the rate increases and bills. So what are the different components in determining the cost of a utility bill?
Okay, Gail. Well, I want to start by just saying I'm going to focus strictly here on the electric bill, not the gas or the water.
Okay. And that's because that's what we were about to have a rate increase.
Right. That's because of the TVA fuel cost adjuster. But before we get into the details of that, I just wanted to give our customers a little bit of insight on how the bill is structured, what are the components of it. So when you pay your bill, essentially for every dollar that you pay, about 20 cents of that dollar goes to the operation of MLGW itself.
Okay.
So that money stays to pay for salaries, maintenance, and all the various components that are necessary to operate the utility. About 80 cents of every dollar goes to TVA, Tennessee Valley Authority. That's who MLGW buys all of our power from currently. So 80 cents of every dollar goes to TVA. And that 80 cents pays for all the generation facilities, the transmission facilities that are necessary to get the power all around the Tennessee Valley and delivered to Memphis. A part of that cost of TVA, that 80 cents, is fuel. And that fuel is used to generate electricity. So fuel types include nuclear, coal, natural gas. There is also some generation that doesn't require fuel, such as hydro, electric, and solar and wind. So what we've seen is essentially an increase in the fuel component that is affecting TVA. Just as we've seen over the past several months, we've seen a big run-up in gasoline prices. Everybody that's gone to the pump has, paid $4 plus for gas, and if you go back a year ago, it was quite a bit less.
So when you say the fuel adjustment cost, so that's purely fuel that TVA has experienced an increase in, so they pass it on to their customers.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, for example, let's take natural gas. So natural gas in the past year has essentially doubled in price. And this is not a phenomenon unique to TVA or our region. This is really a national and even a global phenomenon with the run-up of natural gas prices. And many factors, across the world have caused this, including like the war in Ukraine, for example. So TVA has had to pay more for the fuel that they burn to generate the electricity. And TVA has a mechanism to pass along that increased fuel cost through a mechanism called the fuel cost adjuster. And that fuel cost adjuster, if you look at July this year compared to July a year ago, is essentially double. Now what that means to the average customer is about a 20% increase in their bill simply due to the fuel cost. So if they use the same amount of electricity as they did last year, then the bill would be about 20% higher.
Okay, so if they use the same amount this year that they used last year, it would be 20% higher. However, right now in Memphis and across the country, the heat index and it's just out the roof. I mean, it's over 100-degree heat index temperatures all over the country. So more than likely, our customers will be using more energy now because of the increase in the heat.
Yes.
And it's very difficult, I guess, for us to determine how much above that 20% that will be.
So that's really the second kind of a double whammy. Okay, you've got a price increase, but also because of the heat, as you mentioned, people's air conditioner is going to run longer and harder, and they're going to use typically more energy than they did the same time last year. So you've got an increase in price and you've got an increase in usage.
Yes.
So you multiply price times usage, you get the bill. So you have both of those components at work, and we are estimating potentially up to another 20% because of the higher usage. So between 20 and 40%, depending on individual habits of customers.
Okay, so that's the increase in the fuel costs as well as the increase in electricity usage. So, but one thing I do remember reading is that this fuel cost is going to only be impacting our customers for maybe 3 months or so. And I know now that the President of the United States has put a lot of pressure on making sure the utility costs or the gas costs go down. And so the prices are going down, and some places they've gone 20-something cents. So how will that impact TVA's fuel costs as the prices of fuel go down?
So what we've seen fairly recently is somewhat of a decline in the price of natural gas compared to its peak maybe a month ago. Mm-hmm. That will work its way through the fuel cost adjuster as we go through the rest of the summer months.
Okay.
So this should be hopefully a temporary phenomenon, although we don't expect natural gas prices to drop back to the same levels they were last year. Okay. The other good news is as we get through the summer, we've got a couple more months to go, mm-hmm. The weather should moderate and the usage would go down. So this is a problem that will last a couple of months, but hopefully will get better as we move into the fall and we move into milder weather.
Okay, and I think that's something that our customers will appreciate hearing. So as the weather gets cooler, their usage will possibly go down, and also they have control of how much energy they use. As we recommend during the summer months that our customers have their thermostat on 78 degrees, and for every degree that they have below 78 degrees, their cost goes up about 6%.
That's correct.
And so another thing that our customers can do if they put their thermostat on 78 degrees is if they have a fan on, it will make them feel 5 degrees cooler. So those are a few things that our customers can do to help feel cooler and control some of their utility usage. So Dana, we'll move on to the next question. How long should we expect the increase to be on the bills, which you kind of touched on?
Yeah, I would expect maybe through September, and then things should moderate. Hopefully that's, again, both in the price of fuel, the fuel cost adjuster from TVA, which, by the way, is updated monthly, and it can go up and down depending on the actual fuel cost that TVA pays. So we anticipate it going down maybe September, October timeframe. And at the same time, the consumption that customers typically use should go down as well. So,
Dana, we've been criticized about the cost of electricity here in Memphis. How does our utility costs compare to other utilities throughout the country?
Well, we do every year and have done for 20 plus years a rate survey for residential customers, commercial customers, industrial customers, and we compare our costs against utilities all across the country. 30 plus utilities are typically in this survey. And we're always close to the lowest cost, particularly when you look at a combined residential utility bill that has electricity, gas, and water. We are almost always the lowest, or say the next lowest. And so we try to control our own costs. Again, I mentioned at the beginning that the MLGW portion of the utility bill is about 20 cents of every dollar, but we definitely try to manage that part as best we can. And then, of course, TVA traditionally is a relatively low-cost provider. They have a variety of different generation sources, a portfolio, if you will. They have nuclear, coal, natural gas, hydroelectric, solar, wind, so a diversified portfolio, and that helps to control their costs as well.
So as we try to make it through these extreme heat temperatures, what's the likelihood of us having possible brownouts or blackouts with a TVA?
I think it's a very low probability. TVA has a robust transmission system that's 99.99% reliable. So when we have an outage, typically it's not related to TVA's system. It may be a distribution problem on our own system. So we talk with TVA frequently about their system. We get updates on how things are going on a regular basis, almost a daily basis. So we do not anticipate that. Going back to your question a minute ago about our rates, I also wanted to talk about the fuel costs that are affecting other cities across the country. This again is not a unique phenomenon to us or this region. We've seen parts of Texas, their increase, instead of being 20 to 40%, might be 100%.
Wow. So
this is not, again, a unique phenomenon to us.
Well, and as you mentioned Texas, I was watching the national news this morning, and one young lady who lives in a city in Texas, she says normally just very hot here. She said, but it is hotter than she's ever really remembered it being there. So I guess, it's hot in Memphis, but I guess we can feel blessed that we're not in Texas or some of the other areas that are experiencing extreme heat and also extremely high utility bills as a result of that. So as we close out, Dana, is there anything that we want to share with our viewers and our customers on how we can possibly lower our utility costs? So
every customer has some control of their own usage, right? You mentioned the thermostat, setting the thermostat up. There are also other things that can be done, like running fans to circulate air, making sure that your air conditioning unit is functioning properly, have clean filters in it, make sure there's no, if you have an outside central unit with a condensing unit, make sure that grass or other debris is not up against that unit that would make it work harder, run longer. If you have gaps around windows or doors, try to seal those up to keep the cool air in and the hot air out. Pull shades down during the daytime so that the direct sunlight doesn't come into the house and heat that up. Just try to avoid things like cooking, using the oven in the middle of the day. That also heats up the house. Same thing with the dryer. So try to avoid the peak and hottest periods of the time of the day for those activities as much as possible. And so, customers do have some control over that. We don't have a lot of control over the price, but we do have some control over how much we use. And again, we do hope this problem will moderate in the next couple of months.
Okay, so I just want to thank Dana Jeans, who is MLGW's Chief Financial Officer, Senior Vice President. He's the Secretary Treasurer, and anything else? Did I miss it?
Chief Administrative Officer.
Chief Administrative Officer. Thank you, Dana, for being with us and sharing such valuable information for our customers. Thank you.
Thank you, Gale.
prepared you are for a power outage is the difference between a stressful situation and a minor inconvenience. Make an emergency plan. Pack a kit with first aid supplies, bottled water, and a flashlight, and stay informed using the MLGW outage map on your laptop or mobile device. To report a power outage, gas leak, or downed line, just give us a call. Be prepared and stay connected by using the MLGW app and follow us on social media. A little prep goes a long way. MLGW, serving you is what we do.
Welcome back to Power Up Memphis. I'm Gale Jones Carson, the Vice President of Community and External Affairs, and I greatly appreciate you all being with us today. Our next guest is Martrice Anderson, and Martrice is the Director of our Customer Care Center. Welcome, Martrice.
Good morning. Welcome. Good
Glad to
be
have
here.
you here.
Thank you.
So, Martrice, one of the things we're experiencing right now at Memphis Like Gas and Water, and in Memphis and across the country, is extreme temperatures.
Yes.
And we also are about to have we're having a rate increase, a fuel adjuster cost increase on our bills because of increased costs of fuel. So TVA is having to pass those costs on to our customers. So we want to talk today about, how can we help our customers? What are we doing for our customers? Explain the bill to our customers. So one of the things that many of our customers don't know, and if I'm wrong, correct me, that about 25% of the cost on a utility bill are not tied to electric, gas, and water. Is that accurate?
That is very true, Gail. Depending on what season it is, it can be less, it can be more, but absolutely a lot of charges that you see on the bill are related to fees and services that we assist other agencies in the city, mostly governmental agencies, with collecting, like your sewer fees, your stormwater fees, solid waste fees for trash, things like that. We help assist with the administration and collection of those for those agencies. So you'll see those on your bill.
So why does MLGW allow other agencies, organizations to have their fees on our utility bill?
So it's really a benefit to our customers and to those agencies. So imagine getting a separate bill for your trash, a separate bill for fire protection, all of those different line items on your bill from those different agencies. There are administrative costs that come with that, and so those costs can add up, and some of those fees could be even larger if they were done separately and billed individually to you. So it really is a way to help those agencies with billing and not have to have billing systems for those processes since we already have one, and to help the customer with only having one bill to pay for all those different services.
Okay, so as our customers go through these extreme hot temperatures right now, and as we are having an increase in the fuel adjuster costs because of increased costs in fuel, what are some of the options that are available for our customers to pay their bills?
So we have a lot of different ways for our customers to pay their bills. Probably the easiest way to make a payment with us is using My Account. So it's online, you can use your phone, we have an app for it, or you can use your computer. It's quick, it's easy, and you can pay with check, you can pay with your savings account. If you're residential, you can also pay by credit card or debit card using that service. We do have our community offices, Millington, Whitehaven, and Lamar are actually open with drive-throughs where you can make a payment with MLGW. We also have an 800 number that you can find on our website where you can pay by phone so that you don't have to get out and make payment with us. And then we have almost 300 different locations that are authorized pay agents around Memphis where you can make your payments with us. The fees for those range from about $1.50 to $2. But if you're looking at something that's close to you as opposed to driving across town somewhere, with the price of gas, that fee could be nominal if you pick somewhere real close to you. And you can find those locations in our app and also on the website for payments.
Okay, so you said something that was key as you described the payment locations. You said authorized locations. So there are places that accept MLGW payments and they're not authorized?
There are places that accept MLGW payments that are not authorized. And those places, they can be used. We don't recommend it because, again, how long it takes for those payments to get to us can be longer than if you use an authorized pay agent. Authorized pay agent, if you make a payment with us, that payment is in our system and showing within 30 minutes or less. If you use unauthorized, it can be days.
Wow, that's amazing. So authorized locations, which are almost 300.
Yes.
when a customer makes a payment there, their payment is in our system within 30 minutes.
Or yes, 30 minutes or less, yes.
And with it being almost 300 locations, many may be close to where customers live or where they work. And with the cost of gas being over $4 a gallon right now,
yes,
then that's cheaper than the $1 to $3 that the agencies pay to use it for the convenience of using or paying a customer's bill at their facility.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so that's good information to know. But the My Account, you have to do that either on a laptop or you can do it on your phone.
Mm-hmm. You can do a laptop, computer, on your phone.
But also with the My Account, in addition to making payments, easy payments to their bill, they can also get a status of an outage if their homes don't have power, right?
Absolutely. You can get power updates on your status of your outage, and you can even report an outage if you have one.
And you can do that also with the app.
Yes.
And, okay, so that's great. We are trying to make technology make it easier for our customers to pay their bill and get information about our programs, about the outages. So that's great. We're moving in the right direction.
Yes, we are.
So what is a late allowance and how does that work?
So a late allowance or late fee allowance is a program that MLGW has for our residential customers. And as part of that program, what we allow is if a customer pays their balance in full for 3 months consecutively, you gain what's called a late fee allowance. And you can accrue up to 3 of those. And with that late fee allowance, if you miss your due date on your account, if you have an allowance on your bill, the system will automatically give you that allowance and credit back those late fees for that month. Okay. And you can tell if you have late fee allowances, it's very clearly on the front page of your bill. So on page 1, towards the bottom, there's basically a section that says late fee allowance, and it'll have a number between 0 and 3.
I kind of want you to discuss something. We get many media calls about customers who say that their utility bills being cut off for $5 or $12 for a very low fee cost. But what we end up having to tell the media is that the customer generally owes more than that. They have a balance of more, probably $199 or a balance of $399. So could you explain the $199 and the $399 so that people will know we're not just cutting people off for a few dollars?
Sure. So we have what's called a credit balance threshold. Mm-hmm. So when you are part of an MLGW system, we allow you to carry a balance with us of either $199.99 or $399.99. Mm-hmm. And so when you say someone says I was cut off and it was for only $2, typically it's going to be that $199.99 plus $2 that your account balance is. Mm-hmm. So it's very important that when you look at your account and you look at payment, if you're struggling and aren't able to pay your balance in full, that you make arrangements or try to get down to that number to avoid disconnection.
And so the $199 and the $399 is based on credit. So
Correct.
If you have good credit with MLGW, you can carry a balance of $399.
Correct.
And 99 cents. And if your credit's not so good, MLGW still works with our customers and allow them to have a balance of $199.99.
That is correct.
Okay, so I just wanted to make that clear because we have been getting a lot of calls regarding customers being cut off for $2 or $3 or $10 or something like that. And I just want to make that clear. Okay, so what what's the utility assistance programs that we have available for our customers to help pay their utility bills when they are having challenges?
So are you looking for MLGW programs or some of the outside agencies?
If we could do both, that would be helpful.
So let's talk about some of the things that we have in-house. So one of the things that we do, if you're having some trouble with your bill, we have extended payment plans for our customers. Okay. So there are rules to those plans, and they're you have to qualify for those, but typically your balance is going to be reached a number that's over $500, and we can work with you and set up a payment plan for you to pay that past due balance along with your new charges. So give you a little more time if that balance has grown a little large for you. We also have payment arrangements that'll give you an extension, let you have about 8 days past your cutoff notice date. Mm-hmm. to make arrangements and pay your balance with us to avoid disconnection. And then we have programs like prepay, where a customer can take a little more control of how much they're using each day, get text alerts about usage, and not have to pay fees if for some reason you're disconnected, or you don't have to pay a deposit. There's not a reconnect fee, things like that. So they help you have a little more control of your finances and make some choices about your use.
Well, and one of the things, when I talk to customers, I plead with them pretty much, please call us and work with us on a payment plan. We will work with you. Don't wait till you get cut off. Call us. We have many plans available for our customers. And so if you want to touch on a few of the programs outside MLGW that has dollars to help customers in need pay their utility bill.
Sure. So we have lots of agencies here that assist our customers. So probably the one people know most about is Community Services Agency, CSA. So it is here in Shelby County, and they assist customers and have programs for utility assistance and emergency assistance. MIFA has emergency utility assistance programs, and then there's also home901.org. There's one of the sites that also is having some rental and utility assistance. But all of those programs actually are on our website. So your department does a great job of providing information on any utility assistance programs that are currently available for our customers.
Yes, and so another program that dollars that we have available is the City of Memphis has some utility assistance funds every year. They provide $1 million. So there's lots of money out there for our customers who are in need to tap into those resources to help them with their utility bill. And those programs are on MLGW's website, mlgw.com, and you will find a list of agencies and organizations that have dollars and assistance to help our customers. So as we close out, Martrice, would you provide some tips for our customers?
Well, I would just say that it is hot. And so
very hot.
Yes, it is very hot. So customers should just be safe. If you've got to be outside, stay hydrated. When you're inside, make sure that you're keeping your blinds closed. If you've got drapes on your windows, to keep those closed also. That really helps with the heat coming into your home when you have that, you have those blinds closed. If you're going to be in a room, having a fan on in the room that you're in the summer is very helpful.
Exactly.
So that cooling of the skin makes you feel cooler when you have that fan running. So you don't want to run them in a room you're not in. You're just kind of wasting more energy. But if it's the room you're in, just having a fan running in that room can actually help you feel a little cooler too. So I would just recommend people stay safe and stay hydrated.
Check on our seniors.
Check on our seniors, absolutely. And I know 78 feels a little warm, but 78 in a fan is okay. And just think of your utility bill when you're doing that.
Exactly. Well, I want to thank Martrice Anderson, who is the director of MLGW's Customer Care Department, for being with us today and sharing a lot of valuable information for our customers. Thank you, Martrice.
Thank you for having me.
And I want to thank our viewers today for watching Power Up Memphis. We greatly appreciate you, and we are here to provide you with valuable information about MLGW, our programs, our operations, and we'll see you next time.
You're watching the Library Channel, a broadcast service of the Memphis Public Libraries and the City of Memphis.